Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the opening ceremony of Beyond 22 exhibition, official opening ceremony. Mr. Tsikas is called to the floor. Good evening. First of all, starting this opening ceremony of the second Beyond, I would like to thank by mentioning the names of those people who honor us today and have been supporting us all these years. So I would like to thank Mr. Pierakakis, the Minister for Digital Governance, as well as the Deputy Minister, Mr. Livanio, for the excellent cooperation, as well as the Minister for Research and Investment, Mr. Dimas, for the excellent cooperation all those years. I would like to thank the Regional Governor of Central Macedonia as well, and to wish him to get well soon. I would like also to thank the Mayor of Thessaloniki, Mr. Konstantinos Zervas, for supporting us to set up Beyond that we have been dreaming of. I'd like also to thank Mr. Patoulis, the Governor of Attica, for his support, Mr. Papasteriou as well, who is the President of the Central Union of Municipalities and Towns. He is also a co-organizer of Beyond. I mean that the Central Union of Municipalities and Towns are the co-founder of Beyond. I would like also to thank our sponsors, Mr. Dimitris Seforakopoulos from InfoQuest, Cisco Adzonis Tiboukis, the CEO, Anastasios Dimopoulos from Intracom Telecom, and Thomas Dunchin from IBM Elas. I would like also to thank our Minister, Mr. Kalafatis, the Deputy Minister for Macedonian Thrace. So by thanking all those people and of course our exhibitors who are joining us for a second year in order to place in the map a big technology exhibition. And I'm sure you will all realize and have the experience of an exhibition that can be competitive to other international exhibitions. This is our goal and objective. I'm saying that so that we, the people in TIF, can hear what is our objective. Our objective is a high one. We haven't won this bet today. We will win it in the following years if we manage to have a similar exhibition to MWC in Barcelona. A similar exhibition for our region in Southeastern Europe. We're very pleased. We have 300 exhibitors. We have participation from many countries. Next year, there are going to be even more. And I want to say that our next appointment is in May 2023. Taking into account the comments, remarks, and observations of our exhibitors, we believe that the best month for a technology exhibition to be held is May. So the third Beyond will be held in May 23. So that's when we will meet again. I would like to call to the floor Mr. Dimitris Seforakopoulos, who is the CEO of InfoQuest, which is one of our gold sponsors. You're having the floor, sir. I will be very brief. I represent the Quest Group. For more than 40 years, we have been trying to create value through technology. Needless to say that our decision to support this institution was of paramount importance. So that all our companies of InfoQuest Technologies and Unisystems participate at these critical times that face a lot of challenges that we should face. Technology can play a catalytic role. The state has shown in the best possible way how, in a fast and targeted way, focusing on servicing citizens, consumers, and customers, we have managed to have quick wins and victories and have showed us the way that we should work together. The message is cooperation and partnerships. The challenges are so huge. Technology is a strong catalyst. It's absolutely necessary to cooperate. Our message is cooperation. May you all have a great success. And let's keep in mind of small examples. 21 million vaccinations. Would they be possible without having the digital platforms that developed so fast and were implemented so fast? May you have every success and congratulations. And now I'd like to call to the floor Mr. Dimopoulos, who is the Vice President of Intracom Telecom, another gold sponsor of ours. You're having the floor, sir, for a brief address. Good evening. In my turn, I would like to say that it is very good that Beyond is held in Thessaloniki, because that was something missing from the city of Thessaloniki. Intracom has been in Thessaloniki for 30 years now. We have supported all TIF efforts to organize technology fairs and exhibitions from the very beginning. We have a software development center in Thessaloniki. 140 people work there, developing software for foreign companies. We have been there for many years. And we have contacts in the Balkans, in America, Africa, and Middle East. And my group has contributed to developing mobile communications all those years in all those countries. Therefore, we have developed profound technology in the field of telecommunications for developing both hardware and software products. In this way, we lay the foundations to expand in other fields like smart cities, managing big volumes of data, and IA, energy, health, telemedicine, as well as physical security and safety. And we're trying to support these sectors with our own products. That's why both last year and this year we have been supporting the organizers' effort, and we hope that Beyond will further develop and become a big fair and exhibition for Southeastern Europe, as you are aspiring to become. May you be successful. The representative of IBM, Thoma Vinci, is called to the floor for another brief address. Good evening. I would like to extend a brief address on behalf of IBM Hellas. We feel particularly happy to participate for a second year in Beyond. This is an important innovation and technology exhibition presenting emerging global trends in the fields of data and IA, sectors and fields that will play an important role in forming the entrepreneurship framework in the future. These actions should be supported by everyone. That's why IBM is present here, both by presentations and having a stand. We will be happy to meet you all. And now the president of SEPE, our dearest Yota Paparizou, to greet us on behalf of the sector. Mr. Ministers, regional governors, mayors, Secretary General, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, I feel really happy to meet you here for a second time, and I'm very happy that things are totally different compared to the previous year, and I'm happy to see faces and not masks before me. I'm happy that we all find ourselves in Beyond, which we hope that it will make the difference. We have gone through difficult times, and Greece has gone through difficult times. The economic crisis, the COVID pandemic, the crisis, the energy crisis, and the Ukrainian war now. Everything has changed, and we wonder what will happen ahead of us. But there is a saying according to which every challenge is an opportunity. And we as Greeks fully believe that, because ever since ancient times, whenever things were very difficult for us, we always reacted in a strong manner. This is what is happening this period too. This period we made the change, and we decided, having the support and the strategic partnership by the government and the Ministry of Digital Governance, to start from the scratch and move ahead. That's fundamental because it will change the country. It is fundamental because Greece was in the fourth ranked before the crisis, and now it is 10th. So, according to all criteria and in all sectors, we can become pioneers. Beyond will follow us. I hope that in 2026, when the new TIF will be ready, Beyond will have set its stamp and will be known all over the world. May you be successful. As you realize, this is a special event with a lot of addresses. It has the form of panel. But we want to give the floor to all actors and players. And now I would like to call Mr. Milonas, who is always present, to briefly address the audience. Good evening to everyone, Minister, Secretary General, Mayor, President. Thessaloniki, as you all know, is changing. Here in Thessaloniki, there are several SMEs that have managed to have international products that are sold all over the world. There are important investments being made here, important human capital that is produced from our excellent universities, and a lot of important steps are made. Among those is Technology Forum. What was missing was a technology exhibition, but this was turned into reality thanks to Mr. Dzikas. Beyond, it has become an international exhibition attracting people from the Balkans and Southeastern Europe. In this way, it will be the pole of attraction for our city. May you be successful. I'd like to say that this exhibition is not only an exhibition of Dzikas, but of Kyriakos Pouzerkidis, Axerlis, Haralambous, Michalis Tangos, Kafasevi. So this Beyond exhibition is the result of the cooperation of a lot of people, all those people that I have just mentioned. Representing you, I feel very proud of you. Now I would like to call to the floor Mr. Papasteriou, who is the president of KEDE, that is the Central Union of Municipalities and Towns, and mayor of Trikala. Mayors, ministers, regional governors, dear Tassos, What keeps us alive in these bleak times is hope. And in this hope, there is the hope of a new Greece, of a digital Greece, of a Greece that changes. I've noticed that when I walked around the pavilions. It is worth going through the pavilions so that we can see how our municipalities can become more effective. Because we will see that all the young people who participate in this exhibition have brilliant ideas, and the ministry gives a lot of money, almost $500 million, to that purpose. So we should be ready here to grasp the opportunity and bring it to our municipalities. Hope is reborn here. May you be successful. And now I'd like to call to the floor the regional governor of Attica, our dear friend, Mr. Patoulis, for a brief address. Thank you for the excellent cooperation. Ministers, MPs, dear colleagues, governors and mayors, it is true that today is a special day that expresses the future, a day that expresses innovation, and it is linked to Beyond 4.0 exhibition. This is a multifaceted organization. The region of Attica, the biggest in population region in the country, couldn't but be present. It is obvious that Greece of the future should be linked to the fourth industrial revolution. This means using technology, digitalization, and facilitating our citizens when they are served. The Attica region has paid a lot of emphasis on that, using both NSRF funds and programs, and through partnerships we try to improve the procedures and actions of our region. More than 250 digitalization have given the opportunity to citizens to be served through these procedures. Digitalization in the Acropolis museums, in observatories, so that we can see and follow and monitor our technical projects and those that have to do with the safety of our peoples. For example, cleaning the streams. By 2030, we want to have 80% of our services to be digital. Dear Minister, so you should know that thanks to the cooperation that we are having with the Ministry of Digital Governance and Mr. Pirakakis and the other competent ministers, the future is brilliant ahead of us. The Attica region, dear Mr. Dzikas, will be present here, and every year both my colleagues and I will do our best for our citizens. The future belongs to the youth, to digitalization and new technologies. The regions have an important presence this year. Mr. Spanos is having the floor. Very briefly, because new technology should make us brief and efficient. Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the region of Central Greece that I'm representing feels proud to participate in Beyond. because our region wants to serve our citizens and be more efficient. We have got electronic documents and electronic signature since 2016, and a great broad range of activities that we tested. We made our mistakes, but that's what local authorities do. They take risks and they learn from their mistakes. We're very happy to participate in this exhibition. In Greece, we have excellent products and we have excellent beaches. We live of them, but we also have excellent minds and we live of them. May Beyond be successful. We support Beyond with all our powers. The mayor of Thessaloniki, Mr. Zervas, is called to the floor. Distinguished guests, dear friends, happy name day to those called Kyriakos, that is the minister, Mr. Pierakakis, and Kyriakos Pouzerkidis. Welcome to Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki is hosting for a second time this extremely important exhibition, Beyond 400. Thessaloniki has become a European innovation hub. It has the characteristics of a European city, a destination city for research and development. Pfizer, Cisco, Deloitte, Deutsche Telekom, Chubb, Google today has opted to create technological hubs in Thessaloniki, taking into account the prospects offered here by human capital and the quality of life in our city that improves every day. Organizing Beyond exhibition for the second year shows that this is an international meeting of people of research, innovation and technology in following the model of Lisbon and Southwest. This is a perspective that the municipality of Thessaloniki will always be supporting. Our city has a unique opportunity to be benefited from R&D growth by improving its competitiveness, because Accenture, Cisco, Pfizer have come here, and new startups can work together with them, and we can support small SMEs to join them in research programs. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be useless to talk about research and technology in Thessaloniki if the city didn't follow this pace. In our city, we use 20 million euros from all funds in order to create a smart city that will be serving the citizen. I was really happy when Thessaloniki was selected by Instatosis and Platform being the third most popular city for digital nomads worldwide. All these things that are held in the Thessaloniki of 15 minutes from Barcelona, Buenos Aires, and not only, demand interconnection at real time, and only Internet of Things can achieve that. The municipality will participate in this effort. I'm very happy to see that we have so many allies that are present in this hall. Thessaloniki is changing, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of work, projects, persistence and insistence. The goal of 2030 is closer than we think. We know that. All of us who are present here work hard to that end. We want to create a model that a city that will be a model to live and work. Thank you very much. And now Mr. Tzitsikostas, the regional governor of Central Macedonia. ministers, MPs, Madam Director of Prime Minister's Office in Northern Greece, regional governors, President of KEDE, mayors, ladies and gentlemen, deputy regional governors, dear friends. I'm very happy that we are all together here to officially inaugurate this exhibition that we want to turn it into one of the strongest institutions, not only in Greece, but in Southeastern Europe. This year, we are having the second Beyond, starting today. From the interest expressed today in the inauguration ceremony, we can all understand what will follow in the following days. At this point, I would like to thank the regions of this country and the mayors who participate actively and substantially in this year's Beyond. And of course, I would like to congratulate the board of directors of TIF Helexpo, Mr. Dzikas and Mr. Pozerkidis, and the whole group of the people who work in TIF, because they have managed to upgrade this institution and TIF as a fundamental developmental pillar in our region. Ladies and gentlemen, the region of Central Macedonia that participates in Beyond, and every day we will be informing people about the AI, innovation, new technology, is a region that I aspire, and we all aspire to call it the first E-region in Greece. Of course, I'm aware of the fact that all regions that are present here work hard to this direction. You have already heard that. We have accelerated a lot. First of all, concerning the digitalization that we offer to our citizens. For this reason, as we have announced, 100 services have already been included in gov.gr. By the end of this year, we will have 200 such services, and within 2023, all the services provided by the region of Central Macedonia will be digital. We won't have any paperwork. We put an end to bureaucracy and red tape, and we don't stop here. At this point, I would like to thank a person and that I fully appreciate, the minister, Mr. Pierakakis and Mr. Livanios, because through their ministry and with the region of Central Macedonia on their side, we have managed to do a lot of things for our country, and many things are going to follow, and we will announce them shortly. Additionally, the region has used 100 million euros funds from this NSRF, and we will use more funds from the new NSRF for the digital upgrading of chambers, research centers, and universities. We also support businesses for upgrading their digital applications, always using EU funds. Tomorrow, we will present all these European Union programs, what we have already done and what we are preparing to do with the beginning of the new NSRF period. Additionally, we work intensively in order to create a third basic pillar for growth for the whole region of Central Macedonia. So besides tourism, manufacturing, and primary sector, for some years now, we have been focusing on developing a new technology and innovation field. We have made important steps to that end. I remember when Stavros Dzikas and I decided to set up this Beyond institution in TIF, we visited Silicon Valley together, and we laid the foundations so that today we can have Beyond being held here. But we mainly laid the foundations in order to be able to bring technology businesses and companies close to Silicon Valley, and we have already started having the first results. Moreover, we are 1 out of 4 self-government administrations all over the world that is having very close relationship with CERN in Switzerland, to such an extent that besides the partnerships that we have achieved for universities and businesses in Central Macedonia, we are also claiming to have a permanent CERN facilities in Thessaloniki. I would like to thank the minister who is in charge of technology, because these 3 people from the government have helped substantially, because they have realized the importance and role that Central Macedonia can play in new technologies and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by saying that we, as region of Central Macedonia, we will go on supporting beyond, and we will support every initiative that places Thessaloniki in the map of new technologies and innovation all over the world. Please remember my words. This goal that we started 6 years ago, precisely, with a group of people, and now it is having flesh and bones. You can see Pfizer, Cisco, Deloitte that are investing in our region, and many others are going to come. We're discussing that, but we see what are the structures that we are creating. Technopolis and the mega project of the Syntec that we have been supporting as region of Central Macedonia, and all the other bodies with all our powers. And we are very happy to see that our hard work is recognized, because it will be financed by 135 million euros through the recovery fund. Central Macedonia and Thessaloniki are changing, ladies and gentlemen. We will all join our forces in the years to come, so that we will achieve the objective to place Thessaloniki at a high rank in technology and innovation. Congratulations, Mr. Tsikas. I would like now to call an old friend, the CEO from Cisco, Mr. Antonis Tsiboukis. It is worth listening to what Cisco has to say. Cisco has always been next to us, always has stood by SEPE. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. We're very happy to be here this evening to participate in Beyond. Beyond is an institution missing from Thessaloniki and from the whole country. I feel particularly happy to see that Thessaloniki is having an unprecedented situation. We can see huge, important companies from the States and elsewhere to come here in Thessaloniki and to create a hub here. With the center here, we have created a lot of things. We have placed our stone in this digital transformation. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And I hope that every year we will be better. And now the Deputy Minister for Digital Governance, Mr. Livanios, for a brief address. The only person who has worked with more people, who has worked with more prime ministers than Queen Elizabeth is Mr. Dzikas. And this is due to the fact that Mr. Dzikas has been trying so hard for TIF and for making it better. I will say just 2 words. Thessaloniki Innovation Capital. Just 2 years ago, it was just a tap on the shoulder and wishful thinking. But it is happening. And we're very happy to see that these big companies come to Greece. They select Thessaloniki. They are active here in Thessaloniki. And they provide good salaries to local population. And Thessaloniki has become a magnet that attracts people from all over Greece to come and work here. I would like also to talk about Beyond and the cooperation with the ministries and KEDKE. It is not having digital transformation just as auxiliary effort, just an auxiliary goal. It is of paramount importance, and we contribute to that end. I would like to thank all the people and companies who have been participating in this effort for the last 3 years. My warmest thanks. And now, the Deputy Minister for Development, Investment, Research and Technology, Mr. Dimas. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to say is that the primary goal that the government has set is to make talented scientists and business people to feel that they are competitive here in Greece. Here in Beyond, we have the advantage of having a lot of scientific teams and businesses who present their ideas and products. We work closely both with Helexpo and the Ministry for Digital Governance and the Ministry for Interior in the region of Macedonia and Thrace, the regions and the municipalities, is because we want Beyond to move beyond Thessaloniki and the Greek borders and to attract businesses, scientific teams and agencies that are interested in research and technology from the broader region. This is the goal that we have set, and we work hard. The contribution of all of us is important in order to have better results every year. May this year's Beyond be successful. Thank you very much. I'd like to call to the floor a good friend and associate of ours, Mr. Kalafatis, who is the Deputy Minister for Interior in charge of affairs having to do with the region of Macedonia and Thrace. Dear friends, dear colleagues, I would like to mention 3 exceptional friends and colleagues of ours in the government. Each of them, and each one from their competence, has contributed to what we called building digital Greece. I'm referring to Christos Dimas, Thodoris Livanios, and Kyriakos Pierakakis, of course, above all, who are all members of a group of a team that I call it the Dream Team of Digital Greece, that was set up by the Prime Minister of Greece, Kyriakos Mitsotakis. The conductor of this team is Kyriakos Pierakakis, whose name day is today. We believe that the work that you have done for Greece is holy and sacred. We have been experiencing the 4th industrial revolution. We leave behind the pandemic, and Greece is speeding up and changes pace in order to meet the challenges of the future. The most characteristic example for the future is what this year's Beyond provides and offers us. It is called Get Future Ready, and it presents us the spearhead technologies of the that is of paramount importance. We have a lot of meetings and a lot of presentations from the field of new technologies. 100 Greek and foreign startups, technological clusters and ecosystems from the Balkans, and Thessaloniki itself, which is very important. Thessaloniki is becoming an investment hub of technology and innovation, not only for Greece, but for the whole Southeastern Europe. In the following years, the city is going to have 30 big projects that will strengthen its pioneering role in the broader region. 5 of them have to do with entrepreneurship and innovation. Thesintech is one of them. Thessaloniki Pfizer Digital Hub and the International Center of Digital Transformation by Cisco. Thessaloniki is the focus of reforms implemented by the government, and the Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis keeps on insisting on the digital reform and transformation of the country. In 3 years, leaps have occurred, and we continue. Digital reforms and the Smart Cities project that will be presented during the Beyond Summit is part of the digital transformation that is held today in the country with tangible benefits for the citizens, public administration and the economy. Get future ready. This is the message that we receive from Beyond. And being in charge of Macedonia and Thrace, I would like to say that I am convinced that Beyond will be the greatest technology exhibition in Southeastern Europe. I would like to congratulate all those who work on organizing it, and may this year's Beyond be successful. Before calling the minister to officially inaugurate Beyond, I would like to thank the Prime Minister's Bureau here in Thessaloniki and Mrs. Maria Antonio for the excellent cooperation we've been having all these years. We talked about it with Maria when she was in charge of technology, and I was in SEPE. A constant request and demand of SEPE and SEVE for many years, Mrs. Paparizou knows that, and Theopolos Milonas and Markatatos Giorgos know that, was that new technologies would become a strategic industry for our country. We have started seeing that after several decades of concern. We see it coming. Beyond says that businesses can support this vision, and I believe that the minister has proved that this can occur thanks to the leap that has occurred in these last years. You're having the floor, Mr. Minister. Thank you very much, Mr. President, ministers, MPs, regional governors, mayors. I can see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of mayors here, dear friends. I truly believe that I am among friends today. I would like to start by continuing the thoughts of Mr. Livanios. This is what I do in the ministry. Thessaloniki Innovation Capital would be heard as ironic a few years ago. One might have thought that the crisis that we experienced would have been permanent and would be consecutive, and we would keep on having a brain drain. And what occurred in other countries wouldn't occur here. A digital state sounded ironic, but everything becomes a reality step by step. And through all those things that we have achieved, in the end, we managed to change the crisis from fate into a starting point. And we have developed skills in order to manage the crisis in a better way. And Financial Times rank us among those countries that have constant sustainable growth. This is the result of vision, of planning, and of the personal vision of the Prime Minister, Mr. Mitsotakis. There is a group that can, a team that can implement that. I'd like to make a short flashback. Each one has his own personal experience. I remember coming back to Greece in 2009. A good friend of mine that worked with youth entrepreneurship, he told me that we went to schools and we asked young children what is a businessman. And in the drawing of a little child, I saw that he drew a devil with a triana. And thinking this crisis of equity funds and all this, and the Viva and Unicorn models. So we see the wealth of people in this hall, and we see that we are moving forward step by step. I remember back in 2009, an article written by a New York columnist, Mr. Thomas Friedman, when we started becoming familiar with the idea of spreads. And he said, don't look at those. You should see what young Greek people would do. If you see them leaving, sell, and if you see them coming back, start buying. This is the empirical observation of all of us. So all of a sudden, we see many people coming back to Greece, even through the pandemic, through this technology climate. The Greeks are coming back, and many of those who would live under different conditions, they don't, because they can find prospects in their birthplace. All the previous speakers are part of this puzzle that we call digital transformation. It is the municipalities, this huge work that has occurred there. It is the regions and what the regional governor said. It is the central state as a whole and the ministries and the businesses. When we started talking about the digital transformation in Greece before 2019, we were trying to think what this digital transformation is. Is it simply to use computers or to start rethinking what a state is and redesign it? Because the state wasn't designed for the citizens and business people. Because the state was the result. It was not part of the initial concept of what the state should be. So we decided to change the procedures, and we took all the parts, all the stages of our life, from the birth up to the death, and we tried using technology and the law and the codes. So we changed the legal representation of procedures. We changed the way that citizens are served, honoring, first of all, the money that he pays to the state and the dimension of his personal dignity, especially for those who need the state to help them and not to be an obstacle to them. This is the experience that we had with Mr. Hatzidakis when we presented the new digital centers for the disabled. because these fellow citizens of ours need a state that will be supportive and helpful to them. When we talked about this state back then, it sounded like supernatural, metaphysical. If back in 2019 one would say that there would be a global pandemic, it would be called to be compared to a system of Bavaria, of Massachusetts, and the Greek one, and which of these systems would work better? No one would vote for the Greek system, but this was the only one that was successful, and that was the result of the hard work of all of us, of the Greek engineers who waited all those years to unleash their huge potential for their country. Without COVID, we wouldn't have these funds. The Recovery Fund is the Marshall Plan for 2022. It is the catalyst of a huge quality change for the country. And this time, it has been designed and planned correctly, allow me to say, because the great amount of funds that existed in the past sometimes they limited the potential that our economy had. But today, our planning reflects the pending issues that existing in our country and the gaps that exist in some policies, and it reflects our intention not to miss the train and to be left lagging behind in the so-called fourth industrial revolution. The new technologies that don't have to do all the pending issues, because in 2019 you couldn't have you didn't have eGov, but this is an acquis today. So now we have 1,500 services provided in GovGR, and in digital transactions, we have reached 34 billion in 2019, 567 million in 2021, and 1 billion this year. If we divide it by the population, these are the things that should have happened. All these show that this strategy, this vision, this unthinkable vision back in 2019 was fully feasible, and it's just the beginning. And we should realize that it is just the beginning, because there are many things that are going to follow, because in technology there is no end. It is endless. Life is like the bicycle. If you stop cycling, you will fall. So we should not stop cycling. We should continue investing in all aspects of technology. But technology is not only the state, and it is not only startups. Today, a huge investment was announced in Greece by Google in data centers. A few years ago, Greece was in the list of 401 in the American Trade Ministry. This is not a list that you want to be. In a short time period, we are not in this list. Both Microsoft, Amazon, and today, Google invests in data centers. This didn't happen on its own. There was a legislative framework, the cloud-first policy, that distinguished us from other cities. There were several interventions. The personal intervention by the Prime Minister, that focused on these investments by these companies, and this started happening. And today Greece has got all these big businesses in this sector, and these companies come here gradually. And every time we come here to Thessaloniki, we inaugurate something new here in Thessaloniki. This shows the huge potential that it has as academia and as people. It is given that more companies will come. Google announced that a part will have to do with the city of Thessaloniki for its investment. But all this is part of a broader strategy that has to do with who we are, what we want to achieve, and where we are going. What is the country and what is the vision that we have for our country? And this vision mobilizes all of us. At first, in our strategy, we thought of what is written there, a small change every day.
Αλλά δεν είναι μόνο αυτό.
And we wanted this change to become an avalanche. But it's not just that. There are many more things. Because at the end of the day, digital reform is the catalyst for all the other changes, whether it has to do with the health and the digital patient record, or the agriculture and how technology will be involved there. The rationale behind it is the following: what I cannot measure, I cannot transform. Therefore, we should start measuring. And our ideological perception should have to do with targets and not mechanism. We shouldn't be trapped in our ideologies by measuring the results and mainly ourselves. That's a great change in philosophy and rationale that we started seeing gradually in national vaccination program and in the crisis that we managed. It is fully feasible, taking into account all these funds and resources and the institutional interventions that occurred, and because of the will that we have. So it is a fully feasible goal, and it's just the beginning. In this framework, exhibitions like Beyond remind us that we should go beyond. We should move beyond, a step further, a step upwards. We should stand up a bit higher. This is the official opening of Beyond exhibition. Thank you very much.
Σας ευχαριστούμε πολύ όλους που μας τιμήσατε με την παρουσία σας. Ευχόμαστε καλή επιτυχία στους
To thank all of you for honoring us with your presence here. May all exhibitors be successful.
Υπηρέτηση των πολιτών όπου και αν βρίσκονται, με ασφάλεια και αξιοπιστία. Αναπτύξαμε και εξελίσσουμε το κέντρο. Διασυνδέσαμε περισσότερα από 430 πληροφοριακά συστήματα του δημοσίου και εξασφαλίσαμε την άμεση και έγκυρη διάθεση πληροφοριών μεταξύ τους 24 ώρες την ημέρα.